12-Sided Stories is for mature audiences and often deals with topics that may be difficult for some listeners. Discretion is advised. Welcome to A Ravenous Hunger, a second edition Trail of Cthulhu actual play performed by the 12-Sided Stories Radio Theater. Now your keeper, Wes Otis.
Hello, my name is Wes Otis, and this is A Ravenous Hunger, episode number 4, second edition of Trail of Cthulhu actual play, sponsored by Pelgrane Press, who is running a backer kit right this second. This game probably comes out like 2 days before the backer kit is over, so if you've listened this far, you like the game and you should go back it. All right, so let's find out who is with us, who is ready to go a little batty.
Hello, I'm Lev, and I'm going to be playing Matilda Mendoza. They are a medical student. They are in the midst of learning information about their family. They're in the midst of turmoil, and so am I. I use they, them, and so do they.
Hello, everyone. My name is Candace, also known as Candace Magnificent. I am playing LaShawn Roberts. Both of us use they, she pronouns, and we are sleuthing up a storm.
Hi, I'm Jen. I play Mac. We both use she, they pronouns.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and I am playing Dot Trujillo, and she's just trying to, not die.
All right. In the last episode, you all met George, who is the janitor at Miskatonic. He was chopping down one of the walls to get to one of the many tunnels under Miskatonic U. He gave some really harrowing background on what happened at the pool building and said, look, don't go there. It's not good. You all decided with that information to go to the journalism and history building and raid the library, which is quintessential Trail of Cthulhu goodness. You found out a ton of information. First, you found out about Rachel Harper from 1834, who actually built all of these buildings and had a church called the One True Light. And she died 20 years later in 1854, but there wasn't a lot of information on what happened. You didn't really find anything. There was an odd hole there. You also found, I believe LaShawn noticed some sigils in the post. These were original pieces of wood from the buildings, and they were ancient Greek and coordinates, but not to the anywhere on Earth that you can find. And you also found that the pieces of paper and the carvings on people's chest that also have ancient Greek on them have something to do with what happened at the pool. It was a lot. They all decided after the one medical student in the party, they kept hearing this knock, and Matilda, the medical student, really wanted to go check it out to make sure no one was hurt. But then everyone else is like, hey, we should go to the basement. I'm sure they'll be fine in this freezing building that is unnaturally cold. And all of them left into the basement to come back around and check on whoever was doing that knocking. And that's where we catch up in the basement with Rob, who's covered in blood because he saw a horrific death, and George, who has collected a bunch of items. You all were heading towards the art building, and that's where we're going to pick it up. What do you want to do in the art building? Where do you want to go? There's the dance studio at the top. George does have petrol. If you want him to get the generator going, he can do that. But right now, it's dry as a bone.
I mean, it feels like the best decision is to have a place that's safe and a brightly lit place that is where all the hot air is going to rise to seems like the safest spot. But that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Agree.
So George is going to get the generator and the furnace going, try to get all the lights on. Did you want to take a moment to critique Mac's artwork, or are you going to do something else?
Wow, you're just gonna offer it up there, aren't you?
I am absolutely keeping an eye out.
I want to remind people of their options. That's all I'm doing. That's it.
Yeah. I am keeping an eye out for Mac's name on any of the art that's hanging in the hallways.
Awesome. Love this for me.
Rob says, well, I'll stay down here with George and help George out. I don't want to go up there. So all of you head upstairs, and Mac, just for fun, why don't you explain, like, you guys are looking through all the different things. You don't hear anything. There's not as much damage in this building, and it is relatively well lit. And what would one of your art pieces look like?
I feel like Mac has absolutely no talent in art whatsoever and is a struggling art student because they really want to do art, but they can't do art. And so their pieces of art are very like impressionist, or like they come across as being very impressionist because they can't do it. They struggle. It's just something they can't do. They're really good at coloring though. So like a lot of times their art is like some really bad wire sculpture or something to avoid drawing and illustration. So I imagine, like, you know how schools have those like galleries in the hallways of like all the art up, right? So the art building, if I may, is full of these displays of art throughout the whole thing, right? So they pity Mac because Mac was paid in, right? Like, we know that Mac's dad paid for them to be there, and they were like, I'm going to be an art student. So Mac is paid in. So their art is like in the front, not because it's good, but because they want the people to get over it, like when they're like in the expanse of like, oh wow, look at all this great stuff, right? So they're overwhelmed because they just got there. So they want their art to be kind of like within that space before they actually start critiquing all of the things in the school so that people actually send their kids there for art. So Mac has these like really bad stick figure wire sculptures with duct tape around, masking tape, any type of tape that they then color badly. It's like when you're in 5th grade and you watch Sailor Moon for the first time, so you start designing your own Sailor Moon outfits. It's like that.
Okay. So you all see this and you're looking around. I believe all of you have noticed, correct? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Oh.
You don't? Okay. So as the three of you are looking around, and I'm sure Tilly and Francis are looking around as well, and Tilly's been sticking super close to LaShawn. Wherever LaShawn is going, Tilly is right next to them. You guys notice that there's a pattern on the ceiling. It looks like a space scene, almost like a space and planets and things like that, but it's very faded.
I'm going to come back to your art because it has to be talked about. It has to be. But there's a space thing up there, and we were talking about coordinates that aren't on this planet, and I think that probably takes precedence over these dolls that you've made.
They're action figures.
Of course, action figures. Oh, I see the articulated limbs now. I understand.
Yeah, that's what the knobs are. I can't get them to move, though.
So they're not really articulated, Francis says.
That's not the point. That's not the point, Francis.
That's the point of action figures is that they're articulated.
Listen, Francis, the point is that we're at school and Mac is learning. And eventually they will figure out how to make those elbows move. Won't you, Mac?
Yeah, that's why I'm learning, you know?
It's learning, Francis.
They're learning.
Oh, okay. Learning. It's half the battle. All right, so...
LaShawn glares at Francis hard.
Yeah.
You are looking up at this particular painting. It's hard to see. Do you want to try to find a ladder to get up closer, or do you just want to leave it be?
Someone can use my shoulders
Okay.
as a ladder.
I would see like either a ladder or if there's a chair
You
or
can
something.
do a chair, yeah. When you look closer, it's all of these strange painted planets. You notice through all of the space, there's this lake almost, like it looks like a lake of some sort. And at one end of the painting, there's a city, and it's just very gray and dull and kind of strange looking. And at the other end, it looks like there is a bunch of stars, and in between there are planets. And as you're looking through, you can see along the edges, there is a lot of text. If you take like 30 minutes or an hour to sit there, you can write it all down, but that's up to you if you want to take that much time.
I just want to read it, I think,
and maybe get the gist, because I know we don't have a lot of time.
Are you reading it out loud or to yourself?
To myself.
So you start reading it, and, you have to move the chair because it's in this long hallway kind of area. So you keep moving the chair and reading more, and you're kind of making your way around as everybody else is trying to look at different pieces of art and see what they find. At some point, you hear the sound of one drop hitting the floor of liquid.
Like it's close?
She hears it. It definitely is close. Then a few more drops of liquid.
I look to see where it's coming from.
You look down or up?
Yeah, down.
You see 4 or 5 drops of blood from your nose. And you go like this, and there's a bunch of blood streaming down and dripping off your chin. As you've been reading it, not all the words make sense in the context, but it definitely is some sort of ritual that you seem to be figuring out a little too easily. You need to make a stability roll for me. If you want to spend any points, let me know. You need to beat a 4.
Seeing her nose bleeding, can I just go and steady her to make sure that if she crumples, she doesn't fall directly on the floor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I made it. 6.
Okay, cool. Did you spend any points?
Nope.
All right. So you also need to take 1 point of sanity, because this is a mythos thing. It's a ritual. This is a spell of some sort, ancient spell of some sort. You have a cult, so I'm going to say it definitely opens up some sort of portal, and it talks about, needing at least 3 people in order to cast the spell. But that the best number is a large number of God.
A large number of what?
God. What's the number most associated with God?
Oh, with God, 777 or 3?
Right, 777. Or it could be 3.
And the church had 777 members.
Correct. Yeah.
And there were 70 people at the pool when they went down.
Yeah.
Ugh, so we need Rob.
Gross.
All right, so what do you all want to do? If you want to check out the whole building, you can. There's no kids in this building. When the storm hit, most of the kids that were going to be here were probably either in the dorm or already left campus for Christmas or whatever for their winter holiday. If you go upstairs, you can hear when the generator kicks on, and you can feel the warmth start to go through as the furnace kicks on. Then after a little bit, you start smelling something weird in the heat as it's coming up.
I don't like that.
What do you all want to do?
Kind of weird, Wes.
Cooked meat?
I thought so.
I think LaShawn sniffs the air. They go out a lot to like the city and stuff. They're in restaurants and bars and things like that with their friends and with their aunts. They're kind of a worldly person. Would I recognize the smell?
Would I, a person who's around death and things that are cremated, recognize the smell?
Okay, but me being just a weirdo, would I also recognize the smell?
Michelle, you have to do it too.
Me coming from a ranch, do I recognize the smell?
I would say at least if you don't recognize it, Matilda will let you know instantly that it smells like there might be something human in the furnace.
That's a body. That's a body. That's a body. That's a body. I can't say it any more times. That's what it is.
Body?
That's the smell.
Gross.
It doesn't smell that different than anything else.
Is George okay?
Oh, or Rob.
Yeah.
Or Tilly. Do we check at this point, or do we? I mean, I don't know what we do with this spell.
You were gonna check at the knocking, and you're not gonna check at the potential dead body in the furnace?
You can't.
We know who's in the basement. We didn't know who was knocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mac, I was
That's
trying really
true.
hard to be nice about your art.
Francis says, well, I mean, if we had checked, we'd know who was doing the
Be
knocking.
quiet, Francis.
Quiet, Francis. So, decision. You guys have checked this building out. You know the ritual. There's a ritual here. You're not sure what happens when it's cast. You know that You have a sigil that is not complete. There is at least one component missing. You have coordinates from the library. You have not checked the pool yet to see anything in there. And you smell human flesh through the furnace. What do you all want to do?
LaShawn holds onto the wall to steady themselves, finding out that it's cool, man. It's cool. I guess I'm not as worldly as I thought. Ugh.
I think everybody but Matilda needs to give me a stability check.
I made the roll and I got a 2.
I also got a 2.
Okay, so you guys both failed.
I got a 6.
Yay. Failing together.
Okay. So, you're not sure what's going on, but I'm going to say you're going to take 4 points.
4 points, Wes?
4 points.
That seems steep.
It does.
He's trying to kill us because it's the last episode.
No, I wouldn't kill you because it's the last episode. You know that the only bodies that you would know of would be George or Rob, and it's your only way back to any of the other buildings because it's the only way to the tunnels.
So at a certain point, we have to find out, right?
Yeah. You could sit up here and just hope that everything passes, survive. You could totally survive and just stay here until hopefully the storm passes and then, live with that decision. It's all up to you.
You would think that if this happened every 20 years on the same day, they would make sure campus was empty.
No, they wouldn't. They need sacrifices for whatever the fuck this is.
I mean, that means, so you think the faculty knows?
They have to.
Why wouldn't? Yeah, exactly. There's all the evidence is here and we found it in 3 hours?
If that's the case, why do any of us pay for tuition? This shit should be free.
Honestly, education as a whole should be free, but that's a different conversation.
I agree.
So what do you all want to do?
Burn it down
to the ground.
Yeah. Set it on fire.
Is there a way to look for the coordinates within the stars?
Yes, there is.
I'll take one for the team this time.
Okay.
If you want to know where the coordinate is.
The painting looks like a map of some sort, and if you look closely enough, the coordinates appear within the ritual, and it looks like they are, in our terminology, several light years away from where Earth is, but that this river I was talking about that's kind of through the painting is a quicker way from that particular place and Earth.
Oh, I think I understand. I think the river is where the pool is, and they had to open a gate to get to wherever this coordinate is. And they needed blood to get there, right?
I don't like that.
I don't love it either.
Oh, well then.
How do we close the gate? Because it looks like they left it open.
More blood?
I think that's definitely a stability check, Matilda.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to spend 2.
Okay.
Puts me down at 8. So 6 total.
Okay.
Nice.
I've been training for this my whole life. I know that there's weird shit out there. I know that we're not the only things out there. And this is just proving my point. So I don't know where I was going with that. I just needed you guys to know that I know. I'm aware. I know. Dot's eyes are huge.
I'm along for the ride with you and everything, but this is fucking me up. I think LaShawn pats their front down, and in their pocket they pull out an almost empty packet of cigarettes, and one of the cigarettes inside is a grass one.
Okay.
And they spark that up and just kind of sit and look at everybody they are clearly not having the best time.
Well, Tilly goes, look, can I get a puff of that? We can just stay here then, right? I mean,
no, we've got to cut this off. LaShawn passes it.
Yeah, we have a responsibility now.
Well, how do we cut it off? What do we do?
I think we've got to go down that fucking river, right? In the painting?
Is the river in the painting on the ceiling, or is the river in the painting in the dorm room?
The river is in the painting on the ceiling. The coordinates line up to where exactly these 5 buildings are. And you are right. They were worshiping something that they were trying to go to.
But they brought it through instead, maybe?
Maybe.
Does that seem like something?
That's what it sounds like.
Matilda's looking frantically between their 3 friends, this all tracks down, right? This isn't. I'm not making connections where there aren't connections, right?
No, you've connected the dots, I think.
You guys have a ton of information where do you want to go?
LaShawn just stands there with the cigarette kind of hanging out of their mouth, and she just looks at everybody and shrugs. I mean, I guess that means we're going to the fucking pool, right?
Yeah.
I don't have enough blood for 70 people.
Nor do I. I'd really appreciate if none of us spilled any blood, honestly.
We can probably just reconstitute the blood that's already there.
Yeah.
Unless the pipes are frozen.
How are we going to close this gate, though? If the gate's open, or if the gate opens, how do we close it?
Well, I mean, Doc, can you teach us what you saw? I know it gave you a bloody nose and all, but maybe it's just because you were trying to handle it yourself. Maybe spread across 7 people, it's not so bad.
I mean, yeah, but let's get there first.
You head downstairs, and when you get into the basement, the smell is bad. There's blood all over the place. There's blood on the ground and on the walls. And it looks like George was shoved in head first into the furnace, and floating about 3 feet off the ground, almost touching the top of the basement, is Rob. His shirt has been ripped open because he was fighting, obviously, with George to get him into the furnace. And he has a symbol on his chest and markings.
Does it look like he carved it into himself?
It doesn't, no. And he is muttering words. And you notice that things start to get strange around you. Reality is shifting a little bit, and he's not responding to you, but the world around him is responding to the words coming out of his mouth and possibly others.
Is it ancient Greek?
It is.
What is he saying?
The same ritual that you had read on top of the painting.
And the thing carved on his chest, is it the third sigil?
It is. So you can take note of it. He's not attacking you. What do you guys want to do?
I make note of the sigil.
So you head over to the pool, and once you get there, there's a pump to empty the pool. And inside is clear water, but at the very bottom of the pool are 70 bodies. Matilda, your aunt, is among them and doesn't look like she's decayed much at all. You can make out her face, and she's staring up at you. Also, you feel a presence in this building, and you can hear the sounds of 3 different voices muttering 3 different parts of a ritual as this presence waits. What do you all want to do?
We don't want to say the ritual. We want to stop them from saying it.
Yes. Where are they?
2 of them are in the dorm, Edward and the art teacher, and then one of them is in the art room. Matilda goes, okay, how are we going to do this? There's 3 of them. What are we going to do? And reality keeps warping around you more and more. Matilda, can you come get me? Can you see me? Come to me.
Matilda will kind of totter over to the edge. Not on the edge of the pool, but like far enough down that she can look into the pool.
There's all 70 of these people are writhing at the bottom of the pool, reaching for their throats and for the surface of the water. And you can see your aunt trying to speak with you, and you get a flash of your nightmare. Make a stability roll and take 2 sanity points.
Take 2 sanity points.
Take 2 sanity.
Ooh, and then do a stability roll.
Right. That you absolutely do not want to fail.
I'll use another 2 then.
Okay.
No pressure or anything, but
just so you know.
don't fail it.
I got a 5. I rolled a 3. I used 2. I got a 5.
All right. Yeah, you're lucky. So you can resist the urge to jump into the pool.
Matilda's gonna like clap their hands over their ears and back away as far as they can. We have to go stop them. We have to. Ugh.
Okay, well, who's going where? What are we doing?
Well, I wonder if it's kind of like a 3-legged stool. You knock out one leg and the whole thing falls over.
Do we want to make that bet?
I'm down to make that bet.
I don't know if we have. I mean, we cut Eddie's head off. Sorry, LaShawn, but we cut Eddie's head off, and he's still going.
What?
Can you not hear him?
Yeah, he's the 3rd voice, right? It's got to be him.
Fuck.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
unless they got one of the other ones.
We left Dr. Wilkes.
What if they're cloning them?
Yeah, didn't Rob say Dr. Rooks got ripped apart by that thing?
Dr. Bowen?
Yeah, but, I mean, we cut Eddie's head off, and apparently he's carrying it around.
And right as you all are talking, you notice that the water starts to turn to blood slowly.
Oh, no.
It's working. It's working.
And reality starts to warp around you even more. And the creature appears in the room, floating above the water, maybe 5 feet. And it's very clear to see that it's all 777 members of the cult. All of their faces, it's this huge amorphous blob of these faces pressed up against the misty outer shell of this creature. The pool is filling with this blood. Reality is warping around you. You all need to make a decision right now before it's too late.
I want to turn on the pump.
We're sure as fuck not joining them.
You want to turn on the pump?
Yeah.
All right, you run over and you turn on the pump, and the creature lets out this noise and sends this group of arms that are fused together and tries to smack you away from the pump.
Dot!
Rude.
No.
All right, so it hits Dot, because I rolled really well. Dot, you fly into the wall across the room, and it hits the pump into the water so that it stops, and you take 3 points of damage. You've got a huge bump on your head, and you're pretty banged up. What do you all want to do?
I want to go grab Dot and pull her with us as we go wherever the fuck we're going.
Okay, so you guys run out of the pool room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to go after one of the people, or are you going to split up and go after all three? What do you want to do?
I think we gotta drop all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you know from the ritual that there is a time limit on this. Like, that's why it keeps happening on the same day. Because obviously the stars have to be correct for it to run through the river between the planets. So
I say we take out Rob.
Well, then we go to the dorm because in the dorm there's two.
Oh, yeah.
And we all go to the dorm together.
True.
And that means we take out two and then we can come get Rob if we have to.
Okay, let's do it.
I said I wasn't going to make any decisions, and now I'm trying to make decisions.
It's a good decision.
No, I think you're right. I think that's a good decision.
look, we just need to go and do something. And Francis just starts going.
Great. Yeah, follow Francis.
I'm ready.
LaShawn, let's go. Let's just... And kisses you on the cheek and goes, just in case we don't, make it after this, I'd like to go out for coffee or something. Let's go.
LaShawn kind of turns, looks at her, and blushes a little bit, and then looks back at the others and with their eyebrows raised and goes, yeah, I mean, we should probably keep it moving.
So you all run up to the dorm. You can, as you're getting closer to these chanters, these, I guess, sacrifices in a way, you can hear them louder and louder. There are two of them in the lunch area or in the mess hall. One is Dr. Wilkes, and then the other is Jane, and they are up on tables about 2 feet off of the tables, reciting this ritual. How do you want to take them down? How do you want to do this?
Carefully.
Yeah, that's a good caveat.
As much as I really hate the thought of this, I think we need to ruin the sigils.
The second Dot says that, LaShawn walks up to one and starts to hack at it with their
The axe.
Their axe.
Okay, that's a little more than actual getting rid of a sigil, but it works. So who is hacking at the other one?
I will. I'll try and be more precise on Jane. I'll try and just
Mess it up?
pull a couple pieces of skin rather than the whole thing. I know that sounds awful.
No.
But I think I want to be more discerning with it, because I know that maybe this isn't a death blow, so maybe Jane can be saved.
Okay. So as LaShawn is literally going ham on Professor Wilkes and just slamming this axe into her, and blood is going everywhere, and you can hear the sound of her gasp as the axe hits her lungs and fills with blood and then drops to the ground. Meanwhile, Matilda is meticulously using her medical prowess to skin part of the runes off of her body and
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
change them a bit. You have to actually cut into a couple of the marks because they're a little deeper into the flesh, I'll say. But then she stops as well, drops to the ground. She's bleeding all over the place, but she's still alive. And you
I'm just going to first aid bandage as much of her chest as I can. And then if Dr. Wilkes is still alive, I'll probably do the same thing.
she's not. So LaShawn stops, pummeling the professor with the axe, and then turns around and realizes that Jane is alive and seems to be conscious again, and then looks back down at the professor. A lighter hand would have been enough. Can you make a stability check for me, LaShawn?
Oh, do I have to?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to spend 1 point. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How many points? Quick. How many?
I said I was going to spend 1 point,
Okay.
but that's just a 3.
Oh, all together? Oh, no.
Yes, Wes, all together.
So you just murdered someone. Let me see how many
What?
points that is. Well, I mean, you took an axe to someone and you chopped them out of the sky.
But was it a bad guy though? I mean, like
It was a professor.
It was under control of a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
well,
So,
Tilly's never going to go out with me now.
how many points do you have right now?
4, Wes. I'm in dire straits.
You are in dire straits.
This is terrible. You guys don't understand. The other day we were playing fucking we were playing Fear itself, and I was just rolling so good, y'all.
Not today.
You used up all your luck there.
I did. This is
so
terrible.
5 points of stability.
Wes, no.
Plus the point that you spent, so that's 6 points. So that puts you at -2, which means that you are mentally unstable. You can roleplay that any way you want. You just killed someone, so you're probably in shock and you're covered in blood.
LaShawn turns to all of you and just runs a finger through their curly hair. I'm cool. We're destroying the sigils. That's what I'm doing. I've destroyed the first one. Where's the next one? And they start brandishing the axe again. Where's the next sigil?
I took care of the other one. We're good.
Yeah?
We're good here. We're good.
Okay.
Here. I'm standing in front of Jane. We're good here.
Awesome. Okay.
Jane's unconscious, and Francis says, you guys need to go and get rid of Rob now. I'll stay with Jane.
I don't know if we should risk you becoming one of these.
Can you carry her?
Yeah, I think I could carry her.
Okay. Are you and Tilly maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look at Tilly. How's Tilly doing?
Tilly's glad that she's was far enough away to not get too much spray. She just walks back to the kitchen. You hear the sound of water, and then she walks back in and just starts with a washcloth wiping LaShawn's face off and trying to get as much gore off of LaShawn as possible.
What? Stop your fussing. I'm fine.
You got a little bit of
What? Dirt on my face?
You could call it that.
yes. Yeah, there's dirt on your face, and I just wanted to help you out real quick, okay?
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah. So someone said that we need to dispatch Rob?
Yeah, or at least change
Just break up the sigil. Just
I just kind of pulled some skin on the other one, so maybe
we'll let Matilda do this one.
Yeah, we'll let Matilda.
You can stand guard.
Are you sure? Because I'm more than capable. I've got what I need.
You can.
I would really like you to watch my back.
Yeah, we just need you to stand guard
Yeah,
while they do it.
LaShawn goes to Mac. Why is everybody being so weird?
You killed a dude.
What? What do you mean? I was supposed to destroy the sigil, right? I mean, that's...
And you did.
Right?
Yes.
So I did my job.
You
I did a
did
good
your
job.
job. You did your job to be on the best of your ability, outside your payroll. Are you sure you're okay? You decimated that chick.
I mean, I feel great. I mean, it's really good to be able to just, do my fucking job and do it well. That's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to be the best. And, today I don't think I felt the best. But today, I did the damn thing, right? I mean,
Yes.
you saw me. Like, I got
we
it
all
done.
did.
Tilly
Yeah.
comes up and goes, look, we can talk about this never. Let's go find Rob.
Yeah,
and
okay.
See if we can help and get rid of his sigil as well. Let's go and
let's do it.
let's get out of here.
I'm ready.
All of you leave. The one thing you notice is that the reality is still warping around you. There's things slithering inside the walls. The roof is going up and down, and there's this groan of the earth that you should not be able to comprehend, but you do. And as you're in the tunnel, you hear the sound of the creature that's in the pool. It senses what you're doing because you've destroyed 2 of the sigils, and it needs 2 people to finish those sigils. And you hear it start to come through the tunnels towards you. So this thing is coming at you quick. You're running. Francis has Jane over his shoulder. Everybody needs to make a flee roll to get to the art basement quickly before this creature catches up with you. So a flee roll, you need to beat a 5. This is a difficult one.
I'm spending 4 points.
Okay. Anybody else spending?
I'll spend 3.
Okay.
I'll spend 3.
All right. Candace,
I don't have any points.
Do you have anything in flee?
do you have
Flee?
athletics?
No, sir.
No athletics either.
I mean, I can spend 2 points of athletics, I guess.
Athletics, you can use athletics instead
All right,
of
then
flee.
I'll use athletics.
I was
Okay.
going to say, can I give them some of my points?
Go ahead and give it a roll.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Nice. Okay, you didn't get it.
That's 5.
Okay, 5.
Whew. I spent 4 and I rolled a 2, so I got a 6.
What'd you get?
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
I rolled a 5 and I spent 3, so I got 8.
All right, so you're all running, and a very angry, large apparition is chasing after you. And Mac, you trip and just land straight on your face.
Great.
And this thing is coming up behind you. I'm going to give you guys one chance.
Wait, did you fail?
Yeah, they failed.
No, yeah, I did.
Oh no.
One of you a chance to grab them and pull them up before they're enveloped by this creature. So who would like the honors of trying to do that?
What is it going to be against your?
I will let you use Scuffle, because if you want, you can also use
Can I argue sense trouble?
or Sense Trouble. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good argument.
Okay, I can use scuffling.
And I can use sense trouble if we need multi doing it.
So you're both going to try to grab? Okay. Yeah, I'll let you both try. I don't think that LaShawn is in the mental state to do this. So they hit the ground. Go ahead and give me a roll. One of you wants
I'm going to spend 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, I spent 3,
Okay.
6.
and I rolled a 4, so I got 7.
Okay. So as this thing is coming up, you grab Mac quickly and you continue to run, and it's right behind you. And you run into the basement, and Rob is floating there saying the words. Though it's mostly mist, there's also some bits in it that are human, so it's hard to shove all the way through this opening. You have a moment. How do you want to do this? If you decide to do it the easy way, which is with the axe, it will be a lot quicker, or you can do it like you did with Jane, and that might take a little bit more time.
LaShawn looks at all of you with a very, and I hate to use this word, but it's true, crazy eye, and like a lingering smile, like the most clueless Labrador retriever, but covered with blood. Definitely don't let them choose.
We don't have much time. This thing it's getting through the wall.
I can try to do it again if we want.
Just rip it.
Okay.
I'm like, don't be delicate.
I'm going to grab a handful of the skin bits and pull. I don't want LaShawn to have another death on their conscience when they come out of this.
Yeah.
Fugue state.
I'm going to say that one of you has to get on your hands and knees and let Matilda get on your back to be able to reach.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
You need to make a first aid roll, and you need to beat a 5, which I believe is what I had you do last time. So
I'll spend 3 again. I rolled a 4, so 7.
excellent. Okay, cool. He drops to the ground and he is unconscious, and this thing lets out a huge scream. It is super angry that you just got rid of its third person.
Upstairs with the light and the...
Yeah, let's upstairs. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you all are running away from this thing, and Tilly says, Francis, go that way. I'm going to go this way with Rob. You guys go up the stairs, because it can't follow all of us. It's following you up the stairs to the room. The last big roll is this one. Well, it might not be this one, but this one's pretty important. It's another fleeing roll, and you all need to beat a 6, because it is pissed and fast. What do you all want to do?
I'm spending 5.
I'm spending 3.
Okay, 3. Cool. Mac, what are you doing?
I'm spending 5.
Okay.
I think I only have 4 left, so I'll spend 4.
Uh-oh.
I got a 9.
Excellent.
I got a 10.
Okay. Did you get a 1?
No, I got a 9.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm talking about Lev. I see that.
I
look.
did in fact get a 1.
No.
Yeah, truly unfortunate timing on my rolls, but also kind of sick storytelling. Thanks, Dice.
As you're running up, the rest of you get into the dance studio on the top, and all the lights are on. And you hear the sound of Matilda trip at the last moment backwards down the stairs and get enveloped. And as you turn around to look, you see them deep inside of this mist goo kind of thing, and the members of the church start to eat Matilda all at once.
Can I throw my book out that had my letter to my sister in like one last attempt?
Sure, absolutely. You see the book go flying out as the life gets eaten out of them, and their bones are added to the spirits inside. So let's talk about some sanity loss. Let's see what the old book says here. Seeing a friend die.
Thanks a lot, Trails of Cthulhu.
2nd edition.
Ugh.
Don't forget the 2nd edition part.
That's the important part here.
Yeah, so it's even more harsh, is what you're saying.
Yes. Let's see. Well, you didn't kill a friend.
That's good.
Make a stability roll. You may want to spend some points, I'm just saying, because you just saw something horrific.
I got a 5.
How am I supposed to spend points, Wes?
Oh, yeah, you don't have any. So roll and try to beat a 4.
I got
I will spend 3 points then.
You got a 5. Mac?
Yeah.
Dot, what'd you get?
I got a 4. Ooh, barely.
Okay. LaShawn?
Do I just tell you what I do, or...
Sure. What do you do?
I got a 2, so I guess I'm going in after them.
Okay. So suddenly LaShawn runs into the mass.
Matilda, I can save you! You don't deserve to go like this!
And suddenly, just like that, 2 of your friends are ripped apart in front of you as it's making its way up the stairs towards the room that you wish it would get into already. So it's not going to go into this room with the lights on, so you're going to have to turn off the lights for it to go in and then flick them on. How do you want to do this? You tell me how to do this so that I can cut it in so it sounds dramatic. I hear squeaky.
I think Mac would want to be bait.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt goes by the far end of the room to coast the thing in, and you're going to turn off the light?
Yeah, I hide right next to the light switch.
It's hard to see this thing in the dark, so here's the thing. It's huge, and you know you need to get most of it in this room for this to work. And the room's relatively large, too. I'm going to count and you decide which second that you want to flip that switch and how close, because you can't see anything. Otherwise, it'll attack you, so you can't use any light. So it's pitch black in here.
That kind of rocks. That's kind of cool.
Okay, I have the number that needs to be.
What kind of die were you rolling there, Wes?
Why would I tell you that? You ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I turn it on at 5.
You turn it on halfway in,
Halfway.
and it sears through half of the creature. You wanted to wait to 10. It immediately goes back down the stairs and then dissipates to wait another 20 years to try again. And that's the end of the episode.
No!
Wes! Westford! Weston!
No! We were supposed to beat it.
You did.
That's okay, because Matilda and I are going to be there next time, and we're going to tell everybody the shortcuts. So here's what you got to know, because we're tired of being 778 and 79.
Well, now we're probably like, what, 335 and 6?
Yeah, they have to find more people.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they
true.
have to get more people. Whoops.
Probably.
Yeah, so did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of die would a show that's called 12-Sided Stories
yeah,
roll?
Okay. You had to go and make some sense.
That was a lot of fun. So real quick before we do our outros, do you have any questions about story-wise? Do you want to know anything extra? Or do you just want to leave it where it's at?
What would have happened if one of us fell in the water?
You would have died. Your aunt would have held you down under the water to keep you
for
there.
Sure.
If you had lived and gone back, because we would have had a closing thing, all the bodies would have been gone. And if the creature had been killed, all the bodies would have been gone. And then you would have had your aunt appear in a spirit form and tell you thank you. But right now she's still trapped down there.
Yeah, she's trapped. I'm trapped. You know.
Yeah, it's a family affair now.
It's a family affair.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
It was wonderful. I haven't accidentally murdered somebody in a long time.
Yeah, that was good.
You were in a fugue state.
What's it been since Delta Green?
Yeah, since Delta Green. Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Well, Delta Green, you can do it any time in Delta Green.
Lev, I think you would have appreciated my run in Delta Green. I was like an overeager, like by the book agent.
Yeah. Oh, we
Who
got
was,
one
like,
of those too.
Graduated top of my class. So of course, when there was a book or a slab, right, that had writing on it that you definitely shouldn't look at, I was like,
absolutely.
I can look at it. I'm tough as fuck. What's going to happen to me? I'm not kooky like Michelle's guy. Michelle's guy's all kooky. He can't look at it, but I can look at it. And then I looked at it, and it was not good.
And then he got fucked up. Yeah, for sure.
No, it was not good at all.
I was replaced. I was sent to the quiet place in my brain into the shadows, and another creature was piloting me around like a skin suit.
I mean, that's sometimes delicious. You know, we love
it was wonderful.
Like
so this happened like 3/4 of the way through the show. So for like a good quarter of the show, I was not myself and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, we didn't.
I was so shady. I was like, I was double timing people, missing my roles on purpose. It was awesome. It was the best time I've ever had.
It was fun. It was awesome.
Yeah, I shot Janine. Sorry, Janine.
Yeah, Janine got shot.
I love you.
That was hysterical. Poor Janine.
Sorry.
So thank you all so much. And thanks to Pelgrane Press for sponsoring the show. Woo! Like I've said before, we've played a lot of Gumshoe. I like the system a lot. It's just kind of a fun, easy system to get into. Understand that this was truncated most of the time. This game should have been 3 or 4 games. I wrote too much. So we really slammed a lot into these 4 episodes, which is basically the equivalent of 2 3-hour games. Keep that in mind, and definitely check out their backer kit and check out more Gumshoe because it's awesome. Let's find out where all of these wonderful people are. Let's start with Jen.
Ooh, I get to go first. Hi, I'm Jen/Youngles. I do stuff on the internet, including this kind of stuff. Most known for ET1 by Night, which is cool. Also check out Voices in the Woods if you want to hear more of me doing stuff like this. And follow me on all the socials and things. Okay, thanks.
Hi, I'm Lev. I have played Matilda Mendoza, who is now one of many. You can find me on Twitter, if it's still alive, at LegoM2, the number 2RS, or on Instagram and Blue Sky, because I'm pretty sure those aren't going to die anytime soon, but they might, who's to say, at lev.rs23. You can also hear me play more games, and I think I've been killed in other games. I don't die a lot in games, I've realized. I think that should change. Anyway, you can hear me
come over
die.
here. Come here.
I didn't
often.
die last time, Wes.
I can up your count. I can up your count if you need. We can do that.
If you want to hear me die and or maybe survive more, check out Mayday Roleplay. Candace has been really good about remembering to say this, so I'll do it this time. Check out Ghostfire, where you can find both Candace and myself playing Eli's incredible system for saying goodbye to characters that we have loved and lost. It's running through the end of October, so check them out because they're heartbreaking.
Hello, everyone. My name is Candace the Magnificent. I died. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Candace Magnificent everywhere else. You can also hear more of me on Frequencies, which is coming soon, as well as City of the Black Rose, Herald of Shadows, Bloom and Blight, Partial Veil, and more.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and you can find me on all of the socials at Michulu. That's MICHULHU. You can also find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects if you go to DriveThruRPG and look for Plate Mail Games.
You can find me at Plate Mail Games all over the internet. You can find the show at 12-Sided Stories, which you can find everywhere as well, the number 12 and then Sided Stories. You can find us also on our website, which is 12-Sided Stories, all written out, all one word.com. Again, thank you for listening. Players, thank you for playing. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time, and we will talk to you soon, but not with these characters because half of them are dead. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.